If you're looking for a convenient way to enjoy purified drinking water at home, with the option of dispensing both chilled and hot water on demand, then this might be exactly what you're looking for. Today, I'm checking out the Jimmy R9 Pro, a smart reverse osmosis water purifier. It's a countertop RO system that promises purified water with options for hot and cold water dispense. A big touchscreen which shows real-time TDS monitoring, and all without needing any installation. I've been testing it with tap water at home, running TDS and pH tests and using it throughout the day to see if it's actually a practical alternative to bottled water. So let's take a closer look. Starting with the unboxing, everything is neatly packed and protected. Inside the box, first you'll be greeted with a user manual and quick start guide right on top. Under that, you'll find everything to get started: the filter top cover, which is transparent and gives a nice touch; the removable drip tray. It features a separate top cover that can be lifted off, making it much easier to clean whenever water droplets or small spills collect underneath. And an additional BPA-free water pitcher. Since one pitcher already comes attached to the purifier, you get two in total, which is great if you want to keep one in the fridge while using the other for serving or everyday drinking. I also like that Jimmy includes two descaling sachets, which I think is a nice addition. And finally, we have the main unit itself. Right away, the R9 Pro makes a good first impression. It has a clean, modern design with a large touchscreen on the front, and despite packing quite a lot of functionality inside, it doesn't feel overly bulky on the countertop. One design choice I really appreciate is the placement of the 5.5-liter raw water tank. Instead of being tucked away at the back, it's positioned on the side of the unit, making it much easier to remove and refill directly from the tap without having to move the purifier away from the wall. The tank is covered by a removable lid and all the essential instructions right on the top cover, so everything you need for the maintenance is always within sight. Hidden underneath the cover is a sturdy carry handle which makes lifting and carrying the fill tank comfortable and spill-free. And yes, it is worth mentioning is that the 3 filtration cartridges come pre-installed from the factory, and there are even clear numberings to show which filter goes where before your first use. Most of the setup has already been done for you, making the initial setup much quicker. One thing that immediately stood out to me is that this is a true countertop appliance. There's no plumbing, no drilling, and no complicated installation. Everything you need is already in the box, so you simply install the pitcher, fill the removable water tank with tap water, plug it in, and you're almost ready to go. At the front is a large responsive touchscreen that acts as the control center for the entire purifier. Right at the top, it displays both the source water TDS and the purified water TDS, giving you a real-time indication of the filtration performance. This purified TDS value shown on the display is measured immediately after the reverse osmosis membrane and before the water passes through the final remineralization filter, so the values shown here are lower than actual purified TDS. There's also a filter status indicator for all 3 filter cartridges, so you always know when it's time for a replacement. At the bottom, you can choose from 4 preset dispensing volumes of 120, 200, 300, or 500 milliliters, making it easy to fill anything from a small cup to a larger water bottle without having to stop the flow manually. Along with that, there are 6 quick temperature presets designed for different everyday drinks. And with a single tap, you can also switch to the cold water dispensing mode. In my case, I've been using it every morning to make my cup of tea. Instead of filling a kettle and waiting for the water to boil, I can simply place my mug under the dispenser, choose the appropriate temperature and amount of water, and within a few seconds it's ready. It makes the whole process quicker and more convenient, and after using it daily for the past few weeks, it's become part of my morning routine. Throughout the day, I found myself reaching for it more often, whether it was for a cup of coffee, making instant noodles, or just quickly filling a mug with hot water. There's also some status indicators, so you always know when the water is being filtered, when it is time to refill the tank, and if the cooling mode is turned on. For safety, there is a built-in child lock, which is especially useful if you have young children at home, so you need to hold on to the lock icon for a few seconds. One of the standout features of the R9 Pro is its built-in cooling function, which sets it apart from many other countertop reverse osmosis systems. Hidden underneath the raw water tank is a dedicated cooling module that chills the purified water, so instead of filling a bottle and waiting for it to cool in the refrigerator, you can enjoy chilled water straight from the machine whenever you need it. The cooling function can also be switched on or off depending on your preference. If you mainly drink room temperature water during the colder months, you can simply turn it off and only enable it when you want chilled water. It's worth mentioning that, like a mini refrigerator, the cooling module does produce a low level of operating noise while it's actively cooling the water. Personally, I think it's a worthwhile trade-off. During the warmer months, having chilled, purified water available on demand without taking up space in the fridge quickly became one of my favorite features of the R9 Pro. Another thoughtful detail is the illuminated water outlet just beneath the dispenser. Whenever you dispense cold or room temperature water, it lights up blue, while hot water is indicated with a red light. Of course, the real purpose of this machine is the filtration system. The R9 Pro uses a 7-stage purification process that combines multiple filtration layers with a fraction of micron reverse osmosis membrane. To put that into perspective, that's small enough to filter out extremely tiny contaminants that normal water filters simply can't remove. According to Jimmy's lab testing, the system removes over 99% of contaminants, including lead, chlorine, nitrates, and PFAS. It also reduces heavy metals, bacteria, and viruses. The 7-stage purification process is achieved through 3 replaceable filter cartridges, each designed for a specific stage of the filtration process. All 3 filters use a simple twist lock mechanism, so replacing them only takes a few seconds without needing any tools. The first stage is a microfiber activated carbon composite filter. This acts as the primary filter, helping to reduce rust, sediment, chlorine, unpleasant odors, and discoloration before the water moves on to the next stage. The second filter is the reverse osmosis membrane, which does the heavy lifting. It filters water down to tiny microns, helping reduce bacteria, PFAS, heavy metals, and other microscopic contaminants that aren't removed by standard carbon filters. Finally, the water passes through a mineralizing activated carbon filter. This final stage helps improve the taste of the water by adding beneficial minerals back after the reverse osmosis process. According to Jimmy, the 2 carbon filters are designed to last for around 12 months, while the reverse osmosis membrane has a lifespan of approximately 24 months under normal household use. Considering the R9 Pro is rated to purify around 3,500 liters of water, maintenance should be fairly minimal for most families. Now it's time for a real test. Of course, manufacturer specifications are one thing, but I wanted to see how the R9 Pro performs with the water I actually use every day. To keep things simple, I'll be measuring 2 things: TDS, which stands for total dissolved solids, which measures the amount of dissolved minerals and other substances present in the water, and pH levels measures how acidic or alkaline the water is. Rather than only comparing the R9 Pro with regular tap water, I also wanted to include water from another purifier that I've been using for a while. That gives us a better idea of how all 3 compare under the same conditions. Since I'm based in Berlin, where the tap water is perfectly safe to drink, but also known for being relatively hard, I thought it would be interesting to compare it with the purified water from the R9 Pro. Let's start with the TDS readings. First, the regular tap water sample. This will give us a good baseline before comparing it with the 2 reverse osmosis systems. Next is the water from another reverse osmosis purifier that I've been using. It'll be interesting to see how its readings compare under the same testing conditions. And finally, let's test the water from the Jimmy R9 Pro. This is the result after passing through Jimmy's 7-stage purification system. Looking at all 3 results side by side, the Jimmy R9 Pro recorded the lowest TDS reading in this comparison. As I also mentioned in the video start that the TDS value shown on the R9 Pro's display is measured right after the reverse osmosis filter before the final remineralization stage. My handheld TDS meter measures the water after that final filter, which adds beneficial minerals back into the water. That's why the reading from the TDS meter is slightly higher than the value shown on the purifier's display. Next, I wanted to compare the pH levels of all 3 water samples. Let's start with the regular tap water. Next is the water from the other reverse osmosis purifier. And finally, here's the pH reading from the Jimmy R9 Pro. As you can see, the pH values are very similar across all 3 samples. So while the reverse osmosis process significantly reduces dissolved solids, it doesn't dramatically alter the pH of the water. Overall, it's great to see that the Jimmy R9 Pro delivers excellent filtration performance while maintaining a balanced pH level. After using the Jimmy R9 Pro for the past few weeks, I think its biggest strength is convenience. Having purified chilled and hot water available from a single countertop appliance makes it easy to stay hydrated throughout the day, and the fact that it doesn't require any installation is a big plus, especially if you're renting or simply don't want to modify your kitchen. It's not the most compact appliance, and you'll need to refill the raw water tank from time to time, but if you're looking for a premium countertop water purifier that can replace bottled water and simplify your daily routine, the R9 Pro is definitely worth considering. If you'd like to learn more or check the latest pricing, I'll leave links in the description below. If you found this review helpful, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more honest tech reviews, and I'll see you in the next one.